Hey, you're listening to Desynced Nerds, a Nintendo Switch podcast. This is episode 37, airing on Monday, the 18th of June. We're your hosts. I'm Colin, he's Devon, bringing you all the latest news and hot topics from around the internet. This week we have Fortnite info, some E3 recapping, and even GameCube controllers. But first, Devon, Weekend Gaming, what you been doing?
I played a bunch of demos. I played Octopath Traveler, which I'm super torn. If I could buy that game right now, I would own it. But it's gonna release at what, like mid-July? Is that the case?
I think it's July 13th is the number.
Yeah, okay, so about a month away. I don't know if my attention span and my hype will have died down enough that I may not actually care.
How many hours do you have left in that demo to finish?
2, I think. Okay, so I screwed up.
So don't play them. Don't play those last 2 hours until July 11th.
I screwed up big time.
What?
So you have you played it yet? Have you started it?
No, I haven't started yet.
Okay, so you get to pick any of the 8 characters, and then you play through their story, and then you go out into the open world, and in the open world, you get to like approach the people that are nearby. So I picked the merchant, and the merchant lives one town away from Oberon? The guy that you played in the demo. Yeah, Ulbrich. And so when you get to him, you then have to play his story mode. And I've already played his story mode. Like, I don't want to redo that. And so that was actually the point when I stopped, as soon as I started Ulbrich's story. And I was just like, I don't want to do this again.
Yeah, but if you do it now, you won't have to do it again later.
This is true.
You only do have to do it one more time.
Yeah, because it does transfer.
And because you've done it, you can pound through it.
Yeah. And that's what I started to just like skip story, skip the video, because, yeah, I've already seen it. But
so don't start as the merchant. I wanted to start as a hunter anyway, so.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Did you do the girl, the Primrose?
Rose? Yeah, Primrose, yeah. I did Primrose and Ulbrich, and that was it, yeah.
Yeah, that was it, but yeah, so just try to not be somebody who's Primrose adjacent is what I'm trying to get at here.
So we have that information. Where is that?
Yeah,
send me that.
It's in the world map. If you look at the world map, you can see like...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can see the merchant was really close to Ulbrich. Yeah, so... I played something else, but I can't... Oh, I played that awful. Shaq Fu is awful. It's awful. I'll talk about it more at some point, but oh god, it is awful.
Wonderful. What else did you do?
Nope.
Did you play Sushi Striker? I feel like you played that recently, no?
I played the demo, but that was like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I also opened up the Splatoon single player campaign and rage quit that because I'm bad at video games.
Did you actually? You tried it?
I did try it.
I went to try it the other day, but we were trying to do something I can't remember, so I didn't get to.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Just don't be bad. It's really not hard. I'm just terrible. My little brother's legit like sitting on the couch just laughing at me as I'm doing it. And I'm just like, shut up. I was like, Devin, if you die less, this will go faster. Just like, leave me alone. But yeah, so I played a lot, but didn't actually spend that much time playing. So woo for that. What did you play?
I'll make you feel a little bit better to start. This isn't what I wanted to start with, but I'll make you feel better to start. I've already rage quit Smo 3 worlds in. And the reason is there's a boss that throws a bunch of poison at you, and for whatever reason, I cannot get past this boss. He's the boss of the forest world. He just spits poison on the ground, and you clear it up with the cappy, and then you hit him. But I can't figure out how to make it so that I can Goomba stomp him. Like, I don't know if it's something I do or I just wait it out. But it doesn't matter, because literally every time, I somehow get hit by this friggin' poison in the last phase of the fight. And it literally took me 8 tries, and I just quit.
Do you have any amiibos?
I do.
If you have...
I scanned them too, and it looked like nothing happened. I got coins or something.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think if you have a... It's Peach, Mario, and Bowser are the important ones. One of them will automatically give you a 6 heart, like, bring you up to full life with 6 life. So... Yeah.
If I had one of those, like, prior to the fight, I could do it. Because I always take 3 hits, and I'm, like, always that close to finishing them. Yeah, no, forget it. But anyway, what I really wanted to say is I finished Mario Rabbids, which is great, because the DLC comes out June 26th, and then immediately after that, Wolfenstein 2 comes out, which I've got pre-ordered, and I'm excited for that. But all I did was Mario Rabbids and Smo. Oh, and Battle Chasers. I played a bit more of that. I'm really, really, really enjoying that. But I'm afraid that I'm not going to beat it in time for all these games and DLCs. Yeah. I have a week off coming up, so I don't know. We'll see.
The week off is before Octopath, but after Wolfenstein.
Right. Yeah. It's like the 2nd through the 6th, something like that, of July.
Oh, 4th of July weekend.
Yeah. We get we get that whole week off, like the whole company wide shutdown for a week during. The
So
first
catch
week of
up.
July.
Last time you
and then I
got
will.
Xenoblade.
Last time I beat Xenoblade in a week. Yeah, all 120 hours in 1 week. I'm not ashamed. Let's move on.
Come on, make a sound.
Yahoo! I mean, I'll make a sound. Oh yeah. All right. First thing up on the docket: Nintendo is releasing a new GameCube controller. Actually, a couple of them.
Yeah, so this is a thing. If this is how you play Smash, I guess this is for you. I actually bought the GameCube adapter and controllers for the last Smash, the Wii U edition, and I appreciate it, but it wasn't worth like because these are gonna resell for like $200 starting, given how popular this was. Like, okay, you look at me like I'm crazy, but the Wii U ones were.
I believe you.
The Wii U ones were selling for like 95 when I got mine. So, yeah. And
honestly, though, that's not that much more expensive than a Pro controller.
that's
and
just the
people
adapter.
Have said, "Oh, gross."
Just the adapter.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
And then you still need to actually buy the GameCube controllers. And this is something that MSRP's for like this one's going to be $20. I don't remember what the Wii U one was, but it MSRP's for nothing. So, and given the Wii U was the Wii U, you know, it sold less than the Switch is sold in 6 months. So,
all right.
Exactly. So these are going to be impossible to find for a really long time. So get your pre-orders in. I would hold off if you want Smash. I would hold off and wait for like a bundle because I'm sure GameStop will put out a bundle. That's actually how I got mine. So, but yeah, the old Wii U adapters will be supported. So actually, maybe this won't be too bad because those are around. I should pick up one of those. In any case, this is a thing. If you like these for Smash, I don't understand it, but okay.
I read a thing today that said the very best controller ever made by Nintendo was the GameCube controller, and I was just like, okay, sure.
You know, I've seen that hot take a lot, and I just don't agree. It's a little weird.
Obviously, everybody knows the best controller Nintendo ever made was clearly the Nintendo 64 controller.
I was just gonna reference the 64 controller for just weird out there stuff and how Nintendo does weird, crazy things with their controller. But thank you for beating me to it.
I got you. Anyway, let's move on. The Smash official website is now open.
And there's a link in the show notes. It's real straightforward. It's smashbros.com, smashbros.com. So it's there. It's actually kind of cool. There's some cool art in there. The real takeaway, though, is that they're doing a kind of like news article of the day, or 2 news articles every day of a new character and a new item, where they detail, you know, this is what we changed about Daisy. This is what I'm trying to remember what one of them was. This is what a final Smash Ball is going to act like, how it's going to move around the map. So,
and there's a fake one now. So if you mess that up, it's like you get exploded.
Oh yeah,
off in your face. Yeah.
That's
hype. That's hype. Are we going to talk about any of the that leak from today? Is that in here anywhere? The Simon Belmont one?
I actually forgot to put that in here. It wasn't in any of my feeds, but I mean,
Simon Belmont confirmed.
Wait, confirmed? Okay.
No. The dude. So I'll just say it. It was a tweet. I think it was a tweet. It was on some maybe even Reddit. But he correctly predicted TMNT coming to Justice League. He correctly predicted Ridley. I almost said Ripley. God dang it, Devin. Predicted Ridley and like a whole bunch, like every character coming back, including Snake and Ice Climbers. Wow, I'm on fire today. Too much apple juice. He basically every leak recently that he's had has been 100%, and the only leak that he's had recently that hasn't come to fruition yet is Simon Belmont of the Castlevania series is coming to Smash, but we haven't seen that yet. So, confirmed, not confirmed, but still just a rumor. So,
given that track record, I mean, I don't know. It sounds like at that point that he's got some kind of inside information.
Yeah. Like he's not making this up. This is obviously, but I mean, when he brought up TMNT in Justice League, and when he brought up Ridley, he got just torn apart on the internet. So,
I mean, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. The person who leaked "Let's Go" on April 1st on 4chan. Yeah. So,
and it was also what, Emily Rogers, right? So she's already hit or miss, or was that somebody else?
This one was totally anonymous. There was no like trip code on it or anything.
No, 4chan. Yeah. Duh.
Yeah. So.
But anyway, that's all I had. Simon Belmont confirmed or whatever.
Just rumor things.
And that's all we have for that, actually. So let's move on. Nintendo is seeing some loss of faith after this E3 showing. What are we talking about?
So their share price went down 25%, and just basically, I mean, the E3 showing was what it was. There's not any exciting news in here.
Didn't it go up 25% right before the show? Like, didn't it end up being like a wash? No?
No.
I remember it going up a bunch before, but I don't know how much.
It's been on a roughly downward trend since I think it was like May 15th. I don't know. I'm sure you can pull it up stealthily while I talk.
Too lazy.
Okay, fair enough. In any case, it is down, and given the E3 that we saw, I'm not too surprised. We will touch on this a little bit later, but it's not all doom and gloom. Shut up and get over it is basically the TLDR here.
I think really what that is people were expecting a lot more from their E3 showing, and because they didn't see what they wanted to see or as much as they wanted to see, I think they're jumping ship. But that's super short-sighted. That to me is like my grandpa is buying and selling Nintendo stock. He doesn't know what he's doing. He just knows, oh, the general reception was bad. I better sell my Nintendo stock. Bro, relax. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And again, we'll talk about that more in a couple of news articles.
So next up then, Splatoon is getting a new update in July.
Yep, so yet again, they pushed the support timeline for this game, and we're seeing it. So we're going to get 2 new weapons in July, which is pretty standard, and then a new stage as well, which is hype. I like new stages in Splatoon, so. I think there was talk that there was going to be more in the update, but we don't actually know anything concrete besides the 2 weapons in a stage, so we'll see. I actually saw something that was like the next not Clamblitz. What's the VAI mode called? Oh, I can't think of what it's called. The Grizzco game.
Oh, Salmon Run?
Thank you. The next Salmon Run will be special, but then I couldn't actually find out what that was, and that was like 5 days ago, so I don't know. But
you're going to kill trout instead of salmon? It requires a high IQ to understand this joke. Let's move on.
Please.
This guy won. Complete. Got a release date.
Yeah. So October 9th. Their thing came and went, and they didn't actually go crazy with it like I hoped they would. So I'm kind of sad.
That's the real reason the stock prices went down.
Yeah, it's because NIS America is not localizing anything fun.
They're not pulling it together. Speaking of companies that are pulling it together, let's talk about Fortnite. What do you got for Fortnite?
So according to Reggie, it was downloaded 2 million times on the first day it was available, which, I mean, I'm not too surprised that it's doing gangbusters because...
But still, dang.
Yeah, it's still something to be lauded, but... and everybody's pretty excited about this. Like, Nintendo's pretty happy, which, I mean, go figure. They take a cut of every, piñata that sells in Fortnite. We also know that it has a dynamic resolution, which has been measured to shift from 768 to 432 at a minimum in handheld, and up to 1280 by 720 handheld. And then docked, we see 1093 by 615 to 1600 by 900. Those are resolutions.
Semi-respectable docked, yeah.
Yeah. It's not quite 1080, but so.
Yeah, I remember playing 1600 by 900 back in like 1984.
Yeah. Before you were born.
Yeah.
We've also seen the frame rates drop as low as 25 while gliding. It doesn't seem to dip below that. But other than that, it looks to drop about 30. It's weird to me that it drops particularly bad during gliding. Not during free fall. Not during land play. During gliding is really bad. So.
Well, because you got to render the whole map at once, basically.
But that's what I'm saying, is that during free fall is better. It is a better FPS during free fall than it does when it's gliding.
Oh, just like that section where he pulls it out and lands. Yeah, right before he lands. Weird.
Yeah, so I don't know about all that. And then finally for my... Oh, I didn't put a quote in here. Oh, I'm so sad. I need to get the quote. Sony responded to the Fortnite controversy with my favorite statement ever.
Favorite non-statement, which is pretty good because you had a really favorited non-statement from the previous week about Madden.
Yeah, and it tops that so much.
Does it really? Oh,
it does. God. Okay, so I have found it. Thank you for that stall time. They said, end quote, We are always open to hearing what the PlayStation community is interested in to enhance their gaming experience. With more than 80 million monthly active subscribers on PlayStation Network, we've built a huge community of gamers who can play together on Fortnite and all online titles. We offer Fortnite crossplay with PC, Mac, iOS, and Android devices, expanding the opportunity for Fortnite fans on PS4 to play with even more gamers on other platforms. We have nothing further to add beyond at this point. And just in case you think I'm pulling a quote out of context, this is direct response in a interview with the BBC when asked about the crossplay issues. This isn't like just a quote that's been pulled. This is literally, tell us about the crossplay issues, and they said that. They didn't even answer.
When I play console, I want to play against PC players because that's crossplay. That's fun and valuable crossplay for sure.
And phone players. Don't forget the phone players. Like,
I didn't even realize, honestly, that the phone players were like thrown in the mix with real Fortnite. I wonder if PUBG's the same way too. I mean, I've seen some potatoes recently.
They're actually just phone players.
They're actually just phone players trying to move forward, but they're on a touchscreen, so it's painful.
So yeah, that's a thing. It was gross. I'm so confused. I'm just so confused. This is, again, it's one of those statements that would have been better with just a no comment. We have no comment at this time. Just move on. But instead, you've got to pull out this humble brag. We have 80 million subscribers, BS, and it just... Anyway.
Let's just move on. Let's just move on. Nintendo expects that starting at the end of this year, we'll start to see parity in release dates amongst systems.
Yeah, so they specifically point out that the dev cycle is multiple years. The console's only 16 months old. At one point, and we're just going to move this up. Reggie actually talks about this later on. He says, Doom came out, and 16 months after Doom came out, it came out on the Switch. And now Wolfenstein 2 is coming out only 8 months late. So the window is progressively shrinking. It's as time is going on, we're getting better and better. I think Panic Button actually also said that they expect starting next year that we'll start to see like parity of just everybody's releasing at the same day. So
Panic Button also said that they worked. They were given the game mostly finished, but they were given Wolfenstein 2 during development time. So it's definitely going to start being a more common thing. Even if they don't do it in-house, they'll give it to people like Panic Button to do.
I mean, but not Panic Button, because Panic Button has a to-do list 2 miles long. Because
yeah, I mean, as we'll talk about later, they even have stuff they haven't even talked about yet.
God, I'm so excited for that. I don't even...
Same.
It literally doesn't matter what it is. I'm excited about it. It could be another Rocket League, which I don't give a crap about, and I will be happy.
Rocket League 2.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move along. Valkyria, I'm never sure if I'm saying that right. Valkyria Chronicles 4 English demo confirmed.
Yep, so we don't know when, we don't know what platforms. It could actually be PS4 only. We don't know at this point. I don't know why they would do that, given everything, but it could be. And
I'm really excited for it, but I'm also a little bit nervous because, as I said earlier to you, they randomly took my pre-order away on Amazon. They didn't take it away. They pushed the date back to a placeholder date. It was originally set for like October, mid-October, late October. Now it says December 31st, 2018 on Amazon. So I don't know what that means. I'm very confused. But this English demo gives me a little bit of hope.
It's actually, the end is in sight. It is coming.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm really excited to try this because this sounds to me like it'll be my new Fire Emblem. Like everything I've seen about it, everything I've heard about it, looks like my new favorite strategy RPG of all time. But then they won't let me do it. They won't let me play it. So this demo's got me hyped, even though I'm sad. But anyway, let's move on. Reggie did a huge interview with Forbes, so let's go into more of this Forbes interview with Reggie.
So I'm just big topics. There's a full link in the show notes. It is Forbes, and Forbes is awful, but there's a link in the show notes, so you're welcome to try to navigate through their website. So in regards to the future, he says, and this is what I alluded to before, Reggie says that Nintendo has a lot more up their sleeve and a lot more to show in the direct quote, weeks and months ahead. Now, one of us thinks that it's dumb to get too excited about that, but
I mean, how many times are you going to let your abusive boyfriend hit you before you decide that's enough? I'm walking away from this. Didn't he say all your hopes and dreams were going to come true? What was it, this E3 and with the online service, and both things were terrible?
That was Jason Schreier said the hopes and dreams about the E3, and it was one of the Nintendo Japan people that said the thing about Nintendo Online.
I mean, okay, so it wasn't Reggie specifically, but come on, man.
Reggie is Bay. You can
Reggie
say nothing bad
is
about him.
Nintendo's right hand, but you've only been hit by the left hand, so the right hand's okay, right?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Anyway,
Nah.
on the same topic, he also says who knows as to why the Nintendo stock dropped, which I have to roll my eyes a little bit. Yeah, everybody
he knows too. But he's not going to be like, yeah, we kind of dropped the ball in the E3 this year. He's never going to say that.
This is actually springboarding off of that. One thing that we have seen, if you look at the past, a lot of the times Nintendo doesn't put a lot of energy into their E3s. They put energy prior and they put energy after in just directs, but they generally don't put a lot of hype into their E3. They pick one thing that they want to focus on. It was obviously Smash Brothers this year. It was Breath of the Smo last year, and then Breath of the Wild the year before. So every year they pick a game and they do a huge amount of information about it, and then everything else just kind of gets ignored for the most part. So
none of these companies really respect E3. Like, they're all leaking stuff before and talking about stuff after. Then during E3, nothing. I mean, there was definitely some big stuff coming out, but like, yeah, this is not anybody's end all be all.
Hey man, Bethesda. Bethesda did good things this E3, and I'm so excited about that. So
Bethesda's the only one who respects E3.
It was great. I mean, I only went to E3, or I only watched E3 for one thing, and it was Todd Howard. So,
we all know you're here for one thing, Todd Howard.
That's so good. Anyway, moving on. He talked a little bit about loot boxes. He said that loot boxes have gotten a bad rap, and that the idea that there's a gameplay mechanic that offers something to buy, but you're not sure what's inside of it, can be interesting. But obviously there are caveats here. He says that as long as it's not the only way to get those items, and that I think is a key point here. I would extend this farther to say as long as it's not the only reasonable way to get those items. Battlefront 2 is, of course, the thing that springs to mind here. Yeah, you can get them through gameplay, but good job working a 40-hour work week to get one character kind of thing. So, we've seen Nintendo do cool things with loot boxes with like DS themes, where they had like stickers that you could put on your little DS launch screen thing. That was kind of cool, and it was they themed it as Gachapon, but it was the same idea where you buy random stuff. And I like stuff like that. It's purely cosmetic. It doesn't actually do anything. It's just there to look cool, and that's the kind of loot box crap that I love. So, but moving on, he talked about Netflix too, and he basically punted. He said, "Go talk to Netflix." He legit says, ask the people to ask about these apps are the companies themselves. And I mean, I still don't believe that. That doesn't hold with me. I refuse to accept that Netflix is basically the Bethesda of third-party apps. I can get Netflix on a smart fridge. Like, to say that Netflix is the one at fault here does not hold with me at all. He does go on to give a direct quote here. When we launched the Switch, we were very clear we wanted to position the device as a game-playing device. We've done that, and so you've seen, and this transition here is a little confusing. We've done that, and so you've seen Hulu, for example, come to the platform. In terms of other services, the conversations are ongoing. We've got nothing to announce right now, but certainly those opportunities will come in due time. And again, that transition just kind of throws me a little bit. I don't quite know what the goal was there. Your thoughts? You look like you have thoughts.
I mean, it's a game-playing device, but we have Hulu, Funimation, MLB, and there was some other little one, right? I don't know. There's something going on at that discussion, at that table between Netflix and Nintendo. Somebody isn't paying somebody else enough money, and that's what this is. And they think if we the fans cry loud enough, maybe one of the two companies will back down their ridiculous number, whatever that is. That's what I think's going on. But I mean, I don't know anything.
I mean, now that you say that, that seems like actually a very, very good, assessment. Like, because these are not difficult to code apps. We've seen that in they come out for these new consoles. The Wii U has one. We know that the Switch is easier to develop for than any of Nintendo's previous consoles. So, yeah, there's got to be something happening in the back channels that we're not seeing, and yeah, who knows?
Let's move on to Labo.
Yeah, so he talked about Labo a little bit. He said that Labo absolutely met our expectations. He went on to talk about their philosophy of sales of Labo. There's this very clear like delineation between game sales and like toy sales. When people make toys, they kind of expect them to sell a lot over a long period of time, whereas video games you expect most of them to sell in the first very short period of time. And so they've got a longer tail kind of philosophy toward Labo. And to that end, he said that they have a bunch of like just stuff coming up. There's outreach programs with education that they've got coming up in the fall. They're doing programs with schools. They're also doing outreach with maker groups and like local maker studios. I forget what they're called, like maker spaces. So they're working on making this a thing that kind of they go out to the communities and say, hey, this is what we've got. He also talked a little bit about how they have stuff coming up in terms of like new systems, but he didn't. It was more of a there is stuff in the works and not a hey, we're going to release something on, this day, this month kind of thing. So, and I mean, it's Labo. If you like Labo, if you are into Labo, you've probably already bought some. And if you don't have a child and if you're not a maker, then you probably don't care and you've fallen asleep. So, to wake you up, they talked about Virtual Console / the new online system. And according to Reggie, Nintendo sees the new online program as the successor to the Virtual Console. There are plans to continue to support it with new games regularly. That's an important word. Regularly new games. They also intend to continue to enhance the games with online functionality, as we've seen. I think they have Smash Brothers 1, or not Smash Brothers, Mario 1 has like online co-op that you can play. And then cloud saves, which, yeah, as hoped. And I don't know. To me, this is a good step. The more I think about this, the more I like it, as long as the catalog gets it's a good point.
It grows in any kind of size, yeah.
Yeah, because right now we have like what? It's like sub 30. I think it's 20.
Yeah, and it's not even anything that I particularly gave care for.
Yeah,
I didn't care anything on that list at all.
Yeah, it's mostly NES games, which is the same outside of my realm.
It's not even the NES games that I wanted. Like, I was really excited for Excite Bike.
You and Excite Bike.
I love it. I swear to God, I love it. It's my favorite. It's my favorite NES game, which actually isn't true. I like a lot of really old school NES games, but it's one of them. It's one of the big ones for me.
Fair enough.
And it just wasn't there.
I mean, they only announced half of them, if I remember correctly. So there's still hope. There's still hope. You can believe.
I thought they were like rotating, yes, but like, yeah.
We don't actually know anything, and that's the problem. Is that we don't actually have any real details. It's just this is a thing that will come, and we'll hear about it more. I mean, it's what they've got 9 months, so or 3 months rather.
I was gonna say no, it's September, right?
Yeah. I was thinking September is the 9th month of the year, which is my brain. Anyway,
takes a high IQ. Let's move on to Smash.
So, and this is hilariously ironic to me, given my response and other members of the community, not just me. It's not just me that's dumb. We went into a lot of detail regarding Smash to make sure that everyone really understood this is a brand new game. You lost me. You already lost me. And I'm not
totally new.
I'm not the only one that feels this way. We've seen a lot of like memes about this and just discussion about it. There's a whole news article.
Let me ask you: has there ever been a port?
Fight me.
The Wii U one and the 3DS one were made in tandem, so they're not ports of each other.
For people that didn't listen to last week's, there was a interview where the interviewer asked them that, and asked them if it was a port or not, and that was the response, which is just so nonsensical.
And then undeservedly mic drops, yeah.
Yeah.
No, pick that back up. That doesn't mean anything.
You didn't actually make a real statement. In any case, he went on to give me good news. He went on to talk about the competitive scene and their goals. He points out that they've been supporting EVO, and they've actually been actively working with these groups, as well as a bunch of other tournaments. And they're really kind of giving the competitive scene its due. He also he briefly touched on the fact that you can give the competitive scene ups, and you can support them and not put out a broken piece of crap character like Meta Knight, but also still make it fun. Like this isn't a dichotomy. You can do both. And they're acknowledging that.
I don't understand why they don't just implement some sort of like pick ban phase. Like League of Legends has always had issues perfectly balancing their games, so they implemented a pick ban phase, which also affects the team strategy. If you have a problem, just implement a ban phase. The players will take care of it.
I mean,
They basically did. You
Yeah.
weren't allowed to play Meta Knight at these tournaments, so.
yeah. I mean, and that's such an imperfect solution. I don't like that, but
But if that's all they're gonna give us, then that's what we got.
I want
And if that's all
more.
they're really, yeah, of course. And I want PUBG to not suck.
Yeah. And then my personal favorite from this interview. This is a direct quote. The other piece we look at, though, is the ability of mobile to drive consumers into our dedicated games businesses after they first had a taste of a particular franchise in mobile. And then he specifically calls out Fire Emblem and Pogo. And I'm just saying, they have one other major title that's actually doing well.
Mario Run?
And it's Animal Crossing Switch. Animal Crossing. And it just, you were so close. You had a 50-50 and you blew it. I'm sorry. So, of course, me and my brain, Animal Crossing Switch is confirmed. I still believe the rumor this is releasing in November. It's happening. Fight me. I want it so bad.
It's definitely confirmed. We just don't know when.
Yeah.
There's no way Nintendo doesn't do an Animal Crossing. It's just, probably going to be 2022, somewhere in that range.
Given... So, the Splatoon team is the same team that does Animal Crossing, and they've been pushed onto Splatoon for longer, so yeah, I probably, they pushed back Animal Crossing by another year by that one, so.
Isn't the team that does the Yoshi game, isn't that also a shared team, and that's why the game's not coming out to 2019 now? I feel like I heard that somewhere.
That sounds right, but I can't think of a source or what the team is shared with, so.
Smash Brothers, obviously. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, I have no idea.
And then just a couple little small pieces. He threw some shade at Sony for the Fortnite stuff, which of course he did. And then he
deserve.
Yeah, exactly. They deserve because they're being jerks and it's ridiculous. And he also talked about some of the stuff that they're doing with third parties to bring them to Switch, talking about engines and whatnot. And it was a little nitty gritty, and I don't care. So again, all of this, it is a huge interview. There's a link in the show notes, but again, it's Forbes, and Forbes is Forbes. So you are welcome to go check that out.
All right, let's move on. We have Octopath Traveler details. More than what we've already talked about. What do we got, Devin?
Well, as we started to talk about, there's a demo, and it is an amazing demo. It is just 3 hours. You just get 3 hours of playing the game, and then you can pull that straight into the main game once per main game. So if you buy a used copy of Octopath Traveler, it probably will not have this feature available to it. So that's important to note. And honestly, this is the kind of anti-used game sales thing that I can actually accept. I don't hate this. I get that they want to do something, so it's whatever. But just the fact that the demo is 3 hours of gameplay, and given how open-ended the start of the game is, I literally, you open up the game to a world map of all of the different 8 characters, and you just get to pick one. And you just get to play through that character story as long as you can for 3 hours. 3 hours is a long time. Given that we know the Square Enix guesses the game will be about 50 to 60 hours of just main story gameplay. So they're giving us, what is that, 5%? Can I do math? Yeah, I can do math. 5%. They're giving us 5% of the game for free at worst case scenario. So I'm really impressed with this demo, and I'm actually really happy with it. I feel like it's probably the best way to do this sort of thing. On the game time thing, they also said that to 100% the game, get all the side quests, do all the stuff, it's about 80 to 100 hours, so it's a big game. But at 50 to 60 for the main story, I don't know. It both terrifies me, but also I'm into it, and I kind of want to buy it, so we'll see. What? You got something to say?
I got it pre-ordered. I'm just gonna do it. Those always I don't remember what they said for Xenoblade Chronicles, but they said some conservative number, and it took me 100 to beat it, and then I put 20 more in after it. It says 50 to 60, but call-in hours, that's probably 80 to 100, and I'm gonna sink all those hours into it.
It's a gorgeous game.
Oh my god, I love it, and I love Square. Square is my company. If there's a company I care about more than anybody else, it's Square. So I'll do it.
And as they said last week, if you want them to bring more stuff to the Switch, buy Octopath. So, actually,
I want them to bring Kingdom Hearts. How can I buy Kingdom Hearts for Switch now to prove that I want Kingdom Hearts on Switch in the future?
Right? I will I will personally pre-order like 2,000 copies. I want it so bad. One more bit on the demo. My little brother, who does not like JRPGs, was watching me play it on the couch, and he's seriously considering the game now because it is just that gorgeous. And the battle systems, like, it's interesting enough that there's stuff.
It's very Bravery Default. If you ever played that, where like you can store up your charges and you can unleash them all at once to do like big burst. It's definitely, if you like Square games and you've played a lot of Square games, this will not be new to you. Like the mechanics won't be new to you, but obviously the visuals are crazy.
The visuals are crazy.
Weird.
And there's a little bit of a twist. There's enough of a twist to make the battles interesting to me. So, what else do we have? Oh, we also have the preload of the full game is available, and the whole game is 3 gigs, which blows my mind. Like, this is in line with what Nintendo's doing, where they put out just tiny little games for these just like super optimized versions. So that blew my mind in a big way. I mean, I'm still going to get the boxed copy if I get it because I'm weird and I don't like digital downloads, but whatever. And then finally,
but for the guy in our Discord, Riru, he'll love this.
Yeah, he'll love that 3 gig size. I mean, not really, because he has like a 512 gigabyte card. Like he went.
Yeah, but he's also got 100 games, so his 101st game, like at this point, he's got to be hurting for space a little bit.
Fair enough. Anyway, the producer also gave a little. It was weird. It came off like shade, but the only person that they can really be throwing shade at is themselves here. They said, the producer said, the product version is the finished product. Bad translation beside, what he meant was there's no DLC.
He's talking about no DLC because everybody adds DLCs to their games anymore, and he wants it to be a complete experience. He was, I think they had something about that for I Am Setsuna and Lost Sphere as well, and they said basically the same thing. Like, no, we're not releasing incomplete games. Like, whoa, pump the brakes, kid. We're just asking a question. You don't have to kill us.
Yeah, get off the high horse a little bit.
Yeah.
I do like the idea that these are the full complete experience, and we're not, there's no day one DLC. There's no stuff that was obviously held back to milk you for another $20. Like, I appreciate that is a thing that they don't want to do.
But at the same time, there's nothing inherently bad about DLC.
Yeah, no, 100%.
The DLCs in Xenoblade Chronicles and even Mario Rabbids, like, really, really propel the game forward in a good way. I don't understand why that's such a. It's not a 4-letter word. DLC is what it is.
I mean, but you're wrong. It is a 4-letter word now. Like, look at all of the controversy about like loot boxes and day one DLC.
Okay, but, I'll acknowledge that loot boxes fall under the DLC umbrella, but like there's good DLC. Loot boxes are almost never good, but there's good DLC.
Yes, and it's an association thing.
That's fair. Okay, I'll give you that.
People don't think of the good DLCs when they think DLC. They think of the day one. It's on the disc. Like, you literally gave it to me, and now I'm just paying $20 to open up what I literally have on my CD. Like, that's
which is so. I mean, the day one stuff. That's okay. I'll agree. But like the Splatoon Octo one. That's not on the disc. That's totally. Yeah, that's good DLC. That's great.
Yeah,
and I'm super super excited for this Mario Rabbids Donkey Kong one. Like, I cannot wait for that. I'm gonna lose my life for a week to it.
So,
but anyway, ready to move on?
I do want to say that.
Okay.
There is the implication here that there may be DLC going forward. He did not say we will never do it. He said that this is the full game. This is the experience that we wanted you to have. I imagine that if there's enough outcry, we will probably see, like, now it's, oh god, what's the word for 9? I can't think of what the word for 9 is. Octopath Traveler is, the new DLC where you just get a 9th person. There's a nice succinct word for that, and I can't think of what it is. Anyway, not important.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
Same, exactly.
Let's move on.
Yeah, no.
Mario Tennis Aces will allow you to unlock new characters early for progress in online tournaments, but not DLC?
Not DLC, no. So it's going to be
okay.
It's going to be like Kirby, actually, where everybody gets the new characters eventually.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so
free LC.
Exactly, free LC. I like that. But if you place well in tournaments, you can unlock those characters approximately a couple of weeks early. They threw out some examples. It was like the second week of August or second week of July, and the character will actually release in like the first week of August or second week of August. So it's like 2 to 4 weeks early. And given how the pre-release tournament went, you didn't actually have to place, you just had to play. Like every time you won, you got, I think it was 50 points, 100 points for a win, and then you got like 10 points per point you scored. So it was literally just, if you grind it out, you will get the points and you will get there. So I don't know. I love this. I think that this is amazing as far as like just encouraging people to play the game and like participate in the online tournaments. It's dumb and it doesn't really matter, but it's fun, and that's hashtag just Nintendo things. It's dumb and it doesn't matter, but it's fun.
That's literally every game in that library. All right, let's move on to another game that's dumb and doesn't matter, but it's fun. Mario Party Online mode confirmed.
Yeah, woo! But it's not the full board game mode. Boo. It will instead be a mini-game focused high score game. So you play 5 mini-games, and whoever has the high score at the end of it gets bragging rights. I don't know. There will be a total of 80 mini-games available, but we don't actually know how many there are, so we don't know if it's 100% or 50% or whatever. And then there's going to be leaderboards and rankings, and they drop this in here, but they don't really describe it. There will be rewards. And again, I don't know if that's going to be like the Mario Tennis Aces leaderboards, where you just unlock stuff early, or if there's going to be like some kind of cumulative currency that lets you buy stuff. We don't know. But yeah. And yeah, I got to get Diamond in that jump rope minigame. That's going to be my goal. So
Can I move on? Can I move on? Am I allowed to move on? Panic Button will be announcing a new Switch port next month. Well,
yeah. So in the ever-growing, what is it, like habit of? No. I'm thinking of like announcing an announcement. We will have an announcement in this much time, but also it's Panic Button, and so they've earned our respect and our attention at this point. So he says. That doesn't make any sense. Did I copy this quote wrong? He says, we've been working on the hardware for a long time, almost 6 years. That can't be right. I mean, the Switch is only 2 years old. How has he been working on it for 6 years? I should have looked more into this quote beforehand, but oh my gosh.
I also remember reading that, and I didn't scratch my head until just now live on the show.
Right? Like, how have they been working on it for 6 years? How's it been available for that long? In any case.
They got a time machine?
Apparently.
A dev kit? Yeah.
So Panic Button says they've been working on the hardware for 6 years, and that's almost longer than any third party, which, I mean, given six years, this is a really long time. Anyway, so yeah, they're announcing a new game next month. There's speculation that it's going to be Youngblood. I'll be really sad if it's Youngblood, because that doesn't
That's
really...
obvious and easy, yeah.
Yeah. I want Fallout 4 or Fallout New Vegas or Fallout 3.
Or Diablo 3.
Nobody wants that.
That's true. That's actually true.
So
that's actually true.
Yeah, I'll be really sad if it's Youngblood. I mean, I'll probably buy whatever it is anyway, because again, continue to give these people money, because they've earned your money. They've put in the work and the energy to be here.
Wizards.
So. Yeah, exactly.
They're wizards, Harry. I don't know how they're doing it, but they're doing it.
We got Doom.
All right, let's move on. Yeah, we got, and they're using some of their Doom stuff in this next one that we're about to talk about. Wolfenstein 2's graphics. Yeah, what do we got?
Wow, that was a little bit of roboted. I'm going to repeat that just in case nobody got it. So Wolfenstein 2's graphics have been detailed. We know that there will be 30 FPS stable, and it's going to have it's going to be 30 FPS stable, and it's going to have a variable resolution. That's what I did. It's really important that I write these show notes coherently. We also know that motion controls will have been refined from their Doom versions, which, from what I heard, was actually solid. So, I don't know. I'm not really sure how they refined that, but yeah. So I mean, we'll probably see roughly what we saw in. Oh God, what was it?
Doom.
Doom with variable resolutions and whatnot. So
yeah,
and I mean, we also saw they made a great amount of progression with Doom from day one to the visual. They did a visual.
It is now, yeah.
Yeah. They did a big upgrade patch where they made everything look better. So. They expect this to be better than that, and that was already pretty solid, so I'm excited.
All right, let's try this one minus Robotin. During the Square Enix E3 stream, Nier director Yoko Taro pushed the idea of a Switch port.
And I'm just gonna read the transcript. Yoko Taro, I want a Switch version. Taro-san, give it to me. And then use case Saito, I'm going to mix this up. One of them was the game's director, or one of them was the game's primary game designer, and one of them was the producer. I don't remember which is which. Fight me. Well, Taru-kun's Twitter account is shown on the screen here, and if everyone asks for it, there may be a possibility that would become a reality. And then the aforementioned Taru-kun. Takahisa Taru, please contact Saito-san about Switch and not me. So yeah, they're playing with it, they're having fun with it, but it is a thing that they're discussing, and given the amount of critical reception that this game got, I am all over this. I want to play this really bad, and I think the Switch is the way to play every game, so maybe I'm just a broken record at this point, but yeah, so that's a thing, and I want it. But don't take it too seriously, because they're very clearly not taking it too seriously.
I mean, but that's Yoko Taro doesn't take anything seriously. That's his thing.
Yeah.
So if he really wanted this, it would be happening.
Yeah.
I firmly believe that.
I do.
And his beach ball mask.
I just want to shout out. He put out a great. That was like they were doing voting for the Game Awards, and he put out this message that was just like, I think this is dumb, but Sony's making me put out a request for you to vote for us for the Game Awards, and it's just this whole like card. His personality is amazing, and I love it. So.
Yep. So, I mean, you're confirmed. Next up, Nintendo EU releases a great infographic showing a timeline of upcoming games.
Yeah, this is pretty awesome. I was just thinking I needed a new one. So it's if you didn't see the one before, they released one of these, I think it was earlier this year sometime, where it's just like, the previous one was broken down by months, but this one was broken down by quarters. So it's like, quarter one has Fortnite, and it has, oh god, I don't even know what else is releasing this quarter, and then they have quarter two rather. Quarter three has got all of these games like Killer Queen and other stuff. I don't know. Yeah, Wolfenstein's in the next quarter and whatnot. And so it just kind of shows you a visual representation of the of stuff going forward. The one thing that was important to note that I saw was that it literally says for quarter 3, 2018, it just says EA Games. There's no Fortnite, or not Fortnite. I don't know why I said Fortnite there. There's no FIFA, there's no Madden, we don't actually know what's going on there. And so that's coming as well. But yeah, there's a link in the show notes. I love these sort of things. I love this kind of like visual information, so that is there. Go check it out.
I did like refine my place after. So this is kind of depressing. Nintendo New York received a bomb threat. Why?
Yep. Gamers are awful people. That's why.
Start with the why, because the why is really bad.
So they announced that they were removing Smash kiosks, and in response to that, someone sent them a bomb threat. And it just...
Grow up.
Yeah.
Really?
I every time people people say bad things about gamers, and people get, gamers get mad. And then stuff like this happens.
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah.
What do you expect? People are sending out bomb threats. You're threatening someone's life because there won't be a game in a publicly accessible location anymore. Like, I strongly believe that when this sort of stuff happens, we as a community need to come out in force and say, this is not acceptable. We won't, this just isn't okay. Like, if you're friends with the kind of person who does this, you need to have a very serious conversation with them and maybe, disassociate yourself. Like, as a community, this needs to be something that we take a very strong stance on. And
how privileged is your life that you care so much about a game that'll be forgotten about in 4 years that you're going to send in a bomb threat? Like, come on.
I'm just going to fact check you. 4 years? 4 years? No, Smash will be around.
Okay. Okay, what, 7 years, 8 years? My point is, you'll have it soon, and it won't matter ultimately.
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah. So, PSA, don't send bomb threats. I don't know why it needs to be said.
Also,
but
while we're on the topic, don't swat your friends either.
Yeah. Just stop being awful.
Just stop being stupid. Anyway, let's move on. EA never had discussions about a Switch version of Madden, surprising literally nobody.
No, not even like this one shocked me.
It wasn't on the discussion. Well, I mean, again, the thing is 16 months old. Are we talking about the next Madden?
This is the one that's releasing now-ish?
Yeah, of course it wasn't. Okay, sorry, I'm just...
They're releasing like FIFA.
16 months. Yeah, I mean...
They're releasing stuff on the platform.
I get where the shock comes from. I'm not shocked.
I'm so confused. In any case, according to them, the idea just never came up. They never talked about it. They never discussed it. It just... And as I put in the show notes, there are approximately 18 question marks here because I don't understand. I don't understand why FIFA's getting airtime on the Switch, but Madden isn't. Hit me. What you got?
Did you put the Insane Trilogy thing in here?
Yeah, it's in here.
Okay. That's the same thing. That was nobody thought of that. One dude thought of that.
Yeah, but that's not one of their like core titles for a development company that is huge. EA is monstrously large.
Okay, but this is on literally everything. And now literally everything because one dude decided to try it.
I mean, but are you really going to make the argument that Madden isn't on literally everything? I think I can also play Madden on my smart refrigerator. Yeah.
No, that's Football Manager. That's different.
Yeah, okay, my bad. In any case, I'm confused. Colin is not. Whatever. I think you're wrong.
If the next one isn't on the Switch, if the Switch continues to do this well and the next one's not on the Switch, I'll be a little bit like, dude, EA, what are you doing? Also, while you're at it, bring me NHL because that's where I'd rather play there.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about a game that actually is coming to the Switch because this company is a bunch of idiots. Dragon Ball FighterZ, that's how they want you to say it, is getting some new features.
Every time. Why every time?
Believe me, I hate it too, but that's how they say it, so that's how I'm going to say it because I'm a journalist or whatever.
With a loose definition of journalist.
Yeah.
In any case, so the new features we're getting is I pulled a copy and paste here, and I think the translation was bad because includes extreme type mode, and the idea here is that it allows for simpler inputs for combos. You seem to have heard that it's a fairly like low barrier to entry game already.
I mean, I've played it a little bit on my PS4, and it's like 1 or 2 button combo or pushes to get like the big thing that every character does. To make that easier, like how they just map Kamehameha giant wave on 1 button. Like I don't understand how you do that.
No,
but I mean, we'll see. I'm excited for that because I hate fighting games. So if they're easier to play, I'm all about it. Yeah.
That to me has always been the big issue with fighting games. It's one of the many reasons I'll say why I've never gotten like hardcore into tournament scene Street Fighter is because 1 frame links are not okay. Just end of discussion. If you have 1/60th of a second to hit a button, and if you hit it slightly off, you can't move forward, and you're a bad player because of it, not my scene. And so to me, that's what this kind of implies, is that stuff is not going to be around, so we'll see.
I mean, it's already not, which is my point. Yeah.
I think that is that you don't understand what the high level like play looks like, and that's what the distinction is.
Yeah. Because I mean, I don't plug into that, and B, I'm so not there.
Yeah, you're a PvE kind of player, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
They also talk about how the transition is easier to get into powerful techniques. Again, I don't know what that means. I think this translation is really bad. It will also provide
talking about transformations.
Yeah, I mean,
or finishers.
Yeah. So
anyway, I'm sorry.
And that's where we're at. Is it can mean a lot of things, and who knows. It will also provide early access to Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta. I'm assuming that's Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta as well, but I don't actually know if that's a thing because
yep.
That series went so far off the rails for me.
It's a Super Saiyan God version basically. But yeah, you don't care. Let's keep going.
I watched it through like the Boo saga in middle school. Elementary school. Yeah,
Super Saiyan Blue is all Super Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah, okay, so that's
the new series that just wrapped up.
And then finally they added it's called Dragon Ball Z Super Butoden? Yeah, okay. From the Super Famicom, which was originally released in 93, which this is one of those dumb things that I'll never touch. But I love that it's there. I love that they're just like, yeah, we'll throw in an NES game or an SNES game because why not? Like, I just and if you're feeling real adventurous, go watch a gameplay video of this because it's comically.
Oh my God, it's awful. How did kids play video games? Like, I don't understand. But like NHL recently had like their 20-year anniversary and they included 94 in their game and it was really cool. NHL 94. Going back and playing it, you're just like, wow, this game has come so far. So far.
Yeah, so.
And it still sucks. But anyway, let's move on. A countdown has appeared in Fortnite on the Switch. What does it mean?
I mean, that's kind of where we're at. What does it mean? It is important to note that so it's a real-time countdown that has appeared in a TV in the game. So if you go to, I couldn't actually figure out if it was a single TV or if it was all the TVs. But if you find the countdown, it is real time. It moves 1 second at a time in real time. And that is Switch exclusive. We've only seen that timer on the Switch. Elsewhere on the island, we've seen a rocket silo open up and a rocket has emerged. There's a evil villain base that I've not explored because I don't like Fortnite that much, but fight me. So that rocket silo has a rocket emerged, and that we've seen on other consoles. And then there's been a data mine for a launch button in the game, which who knows how that'll show up, but that's there. And all of this being said, it is important to note that Fortnite Epic in general is very good about their events. Their events are really cool. They had comets in the sky for, I think it was months. It may have only been weeks, but the comets got progressively larger, and then eventually the comets landed and destroyed one of the sections of the map, and we got the Thanos event that they did not too long ago, the tie-in with Avenger Infinity Wars. And I love this sort of like, not emergent gameplay, what's the right word? Like just ongoing events where they're doing really cool, weird stuff that permanently affects the world. Where that comet landed from the last event, that's still a crater. You could land there tomorrow and you'll see a crater. You won't see whatever it was before. And I just love, like, the game's not for me. It's just not for me. But what they're doing with the game is so cool. And I just love this sort of just crazy stuff.
This kind of support, yeah.
Yeah. Just cool events like this. It's so awesome. So I don't care, but I think it's awesome. And that's where we're at.
I just want PUBG to listen. All right, let's move on. Let me set this for you. A single employee attempted to port at Crash Bandicoot level, and you won't believe what happened next.
So spoiler, he got the... Huh?
Is that how you wanted me to read that?
Yeah, no, that was perfect.
Okay, cool. Go ahead.
We'll just keep the suspense going because they don't know. They don't know what happened next. So they got the one level running, and pretty much everybody was super impressed with that, and they moved forward with the full port. And that's literally how we have Crash Bandicoot coming. There was one...
It wasn't on the table before.
Yeah. And then one random guy got bored one weekend and was just like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it in Unreal Engine 4 and see what it does.
And to his surprise, as he said, it ran. Like, he was shocked that it ran. And everybody was shocked that it ran. Yeah,
Which
this
actually
thing isn't as potato as you think.
I think actually Panic Button referenced that, where they were like talking about how it's not actually as weak as everybody thinks it is. Like, it's the joke that it's a low power console.
No, that was somebody else. Somebody else was like, this thing is actually really powerful. The biggest problem is the memory size constraints, because you need to cut everything way down. Yeah, I remember that quote. I can't remember who said it, but it definitely wasn't Panic Button. It was somebody like Capcom, I want to say, or something like that, something along those lines.
Some other
Maybe
third
even Bethesda. But yeah, somebody. I think it actually was Bethesda when they were talking about Skyrim. Like, this thing is actually powerful. You just got to cut everything way down. But yeah, doesn't matter.
So that's the thing, and it's awesome, and this is impressive. And I need to find this guy's name, and if I ever meet them at a bar, I will buy them a drink, because just the sheer level of like audacity to just be like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna port it and see what happens. Like, props to that guy.
Yeah, he was just having fun, and now it's a thing. So.
And now this final bit of news that you stealth added halfway through the show. Tell me about it.
It's kind of tongue-in-cheek for me because I really don't understand what's going on. But Sushi Striker recently came out to a pretty lackluster review from the Japanese community, and Nintendo shocked, and I'm shocked that they're shocked. But yeah, that's all we got. That was the whole thing.
As a robot recap, sales were really poor. Nintendo said they were shocked, and we're all surprised that they were surprised. I mean,
I'm sorry, I live in a third world country.
Yeah, with terrible internet. Honestly, like, I don't really know what they expected. They're releasing, it feels like a mobile game. Like, it kind of feels like a mobile game, and they're releasing it to a full $50 or $60 price tag USD.
$50.
Yeah, and it's just too much. It's too much for what it does. The demo was fun. It was fun for 5 minutes. I can see myself playing it for like 3 or 4 hours, and then I'll put it down and never play it again. And so, I mean, obviously, I'm not the only one who feels that way. When we first saw it, there was a big question of, is this going to be the next Splatoon, or is this going to be something dumb that Nintendo's last...
Who thought that?
Nintendo's last IP thing was Splatoon.
ARMS.
Oh, you're right, ARMS. Oh, okay. The last really successful one, whatever. Actually, I think ARMS did pretty well too, but...
I mean, it was part of the E3 tournament scene that they put together.
Yeah, for sure. So, in any case, there was a question of, is it going to be a flop or is it going to be a like smash success like Splatoon was? And
Or is it going to be a phone game that's on the Switch? What? Sorry.
yeah, and I mean that's kind of where it feels like we're at. So, and Colin is enjoying that Schadenfreude. So, but with that,
I mean, I just wish they'd make real games. Anyway, sorry, go on.
with that exceptionally long news, let's move on to the emails. So we got a review, not an email. I guess I should probably retitle this segment, from Riru Kyria. Did I get that right?
You should just play the clip that he sent you.
I really should, because I'm so bad at names. Do you want to give it a try?
No, absolutely not. I'm not going to embarrass myself again.
Fair enough. So yeah, he sent us a review, and it said, "Awesome show. I just recently discovered this podcast, and it's already one of my favorite Nintendo podcasts out there. Keep up the great work." Thank you, Riru.
I mean, thank you.
If you would like to leave a review on iTunes or Stitcher, we will be reading those right here. Also, if you email us. With that, we move on to the question of the time period. The question is, predictably, about E3. I want to know how you feel about the E3 presentation. And the options are 10 out of 10 was amazing, it was okay, it could have been better, or I hated it. I hated everything about it. What is Nintendo even thinking?
You forgot to add the one where I sold all my stock options.
You were right. I may go fix that because that would be amazing. In any case, you can go vote on that at bit.ly/DSN poll 37. There's the number. We want to hear from you. If you also want to talk about it in the Discord, you can do so there. And with that, let's end the show. If you want to email the show, you can do so at desyncednerds@gmail.com. If you prefer Twitter, you can tweet at us. We are at desyncednerds, or at either of us individually. I'm at Kulana, and he's at DSN Collins, DSNCOLIN. Definitely get on him for all his hot takes. You say controversial stuff every week, and I always forget to call it out right here, and I always mean to. If you want to support the show...
Never.
Yeah. If you want to support the show, you can do so on Patreon at patreon.com/desyncednerds. And if you want to support the show non-monetarily, you can do so by rating and reviewing us on iTunes. And again, we will read those up there, or Stitcher. You can also catch us every Monday at 6:30-ish. I think we started at 6:40 today. PST, 9:30 EST, or 2:30 a.m. on Tuesday if you're real crazy in the UK. All of that will be available at twitch.tv/desyncednerds. All of our VODs are up on YouTube. The channel is Desynced Nerds. And then finally, we are on Discord at bit.ly/DSN Discord. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yes, sir, I'm not a robot.